the first to know Nsem-Pii TV.
Medemo ayako akupemu ewo mrashe bedroom ne de mrashe bedroom Ay3butubutu between the majority caucus and the minority caucus. And the Honorable Alexander Osahene Afenyo the minority leader Amfa Mahama Ayariga the majority leader and the NDC MPs no eho anche omo ewo mrashe bedroom wo. Asemba kwa eda epona no a ama eyemra chebedwafo no ana NPC ebobum ana obi ache na adwen wo ho no Mahama Ayariga as majority leader epese ogina ne powers so as majority leader bibia ama NPP MPs no eka omono atum ewo chamber ho ana Parliament House wo na Honorable Alexander Osahene Afenyo ontena se Ema NDC MPs we emfa enfofun endane omo NPP MPs no kwaye. Yenyem se NDC MPs no ewo 183 seats ewo mrashebedwam. Na ene omo MPs a omo ba mrashebedwam no omo ndu 80, omo ye 74, which means NPP MPs a omo mrashebedwam ene no edoso sene NDC MPs. Na the Honorable Alexander Afenyo etumira anu a Chelsea. Na abusia ekokodru as to the extent say Mahama Ayariga majority leader Honorable Mahama Ayariga na ne kasemu kura no kame say o ka bibia na kasa etia Honorable Alexander Afenyo na de Honorable Alexander Afenyo amfa omo ho anche omo o mrashebedwem na first deputy speaker Honorable Bernard Ehiafo no kura na ne ho adwire no wo de yenjebre na mo video test can video so ha na obehu se Honorable Alexander Afenyo kasa wo de ni brepa na kasa ewo chamber ho yenjebre yentin semo nyina.
Mr. Speaker, I am on my feet on two issues. First, Mr. Speaker, our side have a concern, and it's a concern that is very collective. We have noticed that in many instances, when we are contributing, you interject with a lot of questions. However, the majority leader and his colleagues on the front bench, as well as the majority members, are allowed to flow. Mr. Speaker, we will plead with you that as much as possible, much as you give them the unfettered opportunity to make their submissions, please allow us also, because many times you interject with rhetorical questions and sometimes we read sarcasm in it. Unfortunately, sometimes we do, because if a member makes a submission, Mr. Speaker, the member, when Mr. Speaker, for the first time, I will take issue with the majority leader. Sometimes when we are all arguing and he disagrees, he has a way he uses a language so offensive that I have decided to always.
I thought you are addressing me.
I am not worried. I am never.
Minority leader, I thought you are talking about.
Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, I need to finish respectfully. He uses certain language. The matter you refer to, he came to say his argument at the dispatch box was to the effect that the business statement is a statement and not a report. He went further to say that for that matter, it doesn't need any numbers constitutionally provided to adopt it. And that's whatever we've been doing is wrong. The respected member for Tolon got up to remind him of Order 101A, which says that there are motions that require notice, and the business statement is one of the motions that no notice is required, and it has to be adopted. Let us pay attention to the language of our own regulation. It talks about adoption. How do we adopt reports in this house? How do we adopt reports in this house? Any report that is adopted must meet the threshold constitutionally provided. So he was on a firm grounds when he said that to adopt the business statement, we need a minimum of 138. He went further to say that at the time he was arguing, the majority had only 77 of their 189. That is a statement is made on record. And even now, as we count, you are now 82. We are still counting you. Yes. Yes. So after your super majority, exists merely enormous. Today, we are using soft and substance to challenge you. We are facing you with substance. We are not facing you with numbers. We know when it comes to numbers, you have it. That is why we have enriched our argument by doing research. That is why the member for Tolon is able to remind the majority leader that indeed he didn't make the application lamely. He didn't bring a lame application. Mr. Speaker, let us even pay attention to paragraph 1 of the business statement. Quote, Mr. Speaker, the committee met yesterday, Thursday, 6 November 2025, and arranged the business of the House for the 4th week ending 14 November 2025. Mr. Speaker, the committee accordingly submits its report as follows. Mr. Speaker, though the language statement is used, but the content of that document is a report. He is the chairman of the committee. Let's look at Order 216. The business committee comprises of the leader of government business and a chairperson, the leader of the party or parties in parliament who do not form the government as a ranking, chief whip, and no more than 11 other members. Mr. Speaker, it goes on to talk about its proposed sitting and recommendations. Whatever the business committee does, it presents to the House in the form of a report. And 101A provides, and I quote again for the avoidance of doubt, at the risk of being repetitive. It says that notice shall be given of a motion intended to move, except a motion for the adoption of the report of the business committee. Let's read them together. This provision and the first paragraph of your own report, the conclusion, and let's be very conjunctive. You cannot read them in isolation.
So, Minority Leader,
Mr. Speaker,
reading all the provisions in totality.
Yes, sir.
My question is not being sarcastic. It can lead us to resolve the matter ourselves, and that is the best approach.
Mr. Speaker,
that is why my question is simple. How do we adopt a business committee's report or a business statement?
Mr. Speaker, the procedure for adopting a report in this chamber has always been by taking a vote. A vote, if it is challenged. Yes.
You've been in this house for a very long time.
Yes.
Can you mention one instance where we adopted a business committee's report by a vote?
Mr. Speaker, with respect. Mr. Speaker, with respect. How do we adopt reports in this house? How do we, the majority leader said, if in the past we didn't use a certain procedure, then it is wrong. That was he said. He said we have adopted the wrong procedure. That's what he said.
I do not think we should set a very bad precedent.
Because we are not setting a bad precedent.
A business committee.
They need 138. They should bring their members.
Statement
they say
by way of vote.
Bring your 138 and approve your.
Would have been setting a very bad precedent for this house. It has never happened before. I came here in 2013. In ruling government, it has never happened. I was in opposition for 8 years.
Page 2. At page 2 says business statement. If it is a report, this other paper would have said a report to be adopted by a motion.
members, minority leader first. Minority leader first. Minority leader first.
Mr. Speaker.
Members, I'm watching and the cameras are also watching. Yes, minority leader.
Mr. Speaker, the majority leader cannot get away with what he just said. Mr. Speaker, the rules of this house defines what the business statement is. It defines the business statement as a report and a motion. That is what the rule says. It is not me. It is not me who says that. It is the rules enacted by us. Mr. Speaker, the hierarchy of laws is an order paper, a rule. Mr. Speaker, when there is any conflict, the rule takes precedence. The law would always take precedence over any other thing. Where the law has provided in explicit terms that, Mr. Speaker, the business statement should come by way of a motion which does not require notice and it has to be adopted. The majority leader is urging upon this house to take it as a mere statement. Mr. Speaker, all that they are doing is to play games, filibuster, to increase their age to a comfortable number. We will not allow you. You are 82, Mr. Speaker. You must determine the constitutional issue. We don't have 138. You cannot use this to invite your members in. You are now 74. We will not allow you to use delay tactics to invite your members to come in. Mr. Speaker, we are not up to 138. If Mr. Speaker wants to make a ruling on this matter, Mr. Speaker should make the ruling and posterity will judge this house.
Yes, on this note, I'm being called upon to make a ruling. Let me hear Honorable Ahmed.
If you don't want to go by the rules and the constitution,
yes, I will make my ruling. I'll make my rules.
Mr. Speaker, let me hear from you. Yes. Let me conclude with respect.
Okay, I thought you concluded and calling on me to make a ruling.
Majority leader cannot choose his convenience. When it pleases him, he says constitution. When it pleases him, he says now his authority is other paper. He doesn't depend on constitution and the rules book. We challenge him with order 101A. He has not commented on it. He doesn't want to respond to it. All he says is other paper. Mr. Speaker, a constitutional issue has been raised.
Honorable,
you have to rule on it.
Honorable,
we are not 138.
Honorable minority leader, are you done? I will proceed to give the floor to Honorable Ahmed Banda, Minister for Local Government. You have the floor. Minister for Local Government, you have the floor. Thank you. Thank you.
Hey, what I do?
Honorable Ahmed Banda, you have the floor.
Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity. Mr. Speaker, at least, won't you sit down? Hey, won't you sit down? Hey, sit down. Papa, sit down.
Bandako, I recognize Honorable Banda, but not you. Honorable Banda, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, with respect.
Honorable Asafoji, will you resume your seat?
Mr. Speaker, with respect, it is the responsibility of the leadership of the House, including we the former leaders, Mr. Speaker, to support you to bring order in the House. Mr. Speaker, Parliament is a very serious house, governed by rules and procedure. Mr. Speaker, today, from Cabinet, most of we the Cabinet ministers, after sitting in Cabinet, Honorable Aruna Idrisu, Honorable Mutaka, Mangun Self, and other colleagues moved to this house. Mr. Speaker, because of sitting in Parliament, we closed at 2. Mr. Speaker, we've come to debate just business statement for 2 hours. Mr. Speaker, and the accusation is that Mr. Speaker, the accusation is that members on this side were not present. Mr. Speaker, we have 87 members on the minority. As I speak to you, you have only 25. Mr. Speaker, how can we come and sit here? 25 of you, when we have 110 members on the majority side. Mr. Speaker, for you to let us use 2 hours in debating business table, when you know the correct thing to do. Yes, Mr. Speaker, for the records and for the standing orders, we were on that side. Hey, Master, will you sit down? No, Mr. Speaker, we were on that side. But it's okay. No, that gentleman over there. It is not beyond us to know what to do. As former leaders and current leaders, Mr. Speaker, we know what to do. Mr. Speaker, do you remember what is happening today has ever happened in this chamber? How do we resolve it? They should know what to do. Mr. Speaker, you are the Speaker so long as this House is concerned. Business statement has been presented. It is within your jurisdiction and authority to give your command. Business statement is adopted subject to the recommendation. Then we move on. Mr. Speaker, currently, there is no motion before you. And when there is no motion before you, we cannot debate a motion that has not been moved. They should know what to do. Mr. Speaker, you know, when media were reduced to statement, we stop voting on them. So if you don't know what to do, you've not done it. You can't hold up to record. Mr. Speaker, I'm a minister responsible for local government, chieftaincy, and religious affairs. From 2 o'clock, I'm sitting here. Debating business statement. On that note, Mr. Speaker, so long as there's no motion before you, just move forward. Let's adopt the report. Subject to
if your leaders are asking you to sit down, please resume your seat. Why? At least if your whips are asking you to resume your seat, resume your seat. If you won't listen to me, listen to your whips. Honorable Roxin Dapamoko, let me hear you, but I'll be brief.
Speaker, I'll be very brief. Speaker, within the terms of Order 122, the minority leader put out some figures regarding my membership on the floor. Speaker, please.
honorable members,